This was the first strike of the campaign, and this is the one that's caused all the controversy.
So back in September, the US decided to ramp up its war on drugs, and they decided to focus in on fast boats transporting drugs in the Caribbean. And in order to stop those boats, they deployed a huge amount of warships and of US military and Navy forces. And on the 2nd of September, they launched a strike on a boat in the Caribbean, which they said was carrying drugs to the US. And that boat was blown up and 11 people on board were killed.
Yeah, this was the first strike of the campaign, and this is the one that's caused all the controversy.
So the US military saw this small vessel in international waters, and they told the US public and the media later that they were convinced that this boat was carrying drugs. However, they have not provided any evidence that, or publicly at least, they haven't provided any evidence that it was carrying drugs. And then they launched what they call a kinetic strike. Now, it has now transpired that after that first strike, there was a second strike. And the Washington Post newspaper alleges that this was because the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, had, in the run-up to this strike, given orders to, I quote, kill everyone on board. Now, in the first strike, the boat was destroyed, and video has shown that 2 people on board survived, 2 out of the 11, and were clinging to the wreckage. And it is then that a second strike was launched in which those 2 survivors were killed. And that's what has now caused this fresh controversy. There were already discussions about the legality of the strikes in general, but now this second strike, what is called in military parlance a double tap, has raised many concerns on both sides of the political aisle in the United States.